How's it going, internet? This is Humble Dragon again, and we had created this character in Character Creation 1.0, and I had read something before it talked about when you're adding those last bonus points, how you can't add anything to what you haven't learned in civil in your culture or your career, right? Well, I didn't learn for this character. Basically, they didn't learn stealth or perception as part of their career or their culture. So I wouldn't have been able to add those points there. So I put them back at their original numbers. So stealth will be at 26 and perception will be at 28. But then again, I added. Sorry, I bumped that thing again. All right, so I added points to dance instead and to conceal because I did learn those as part of culture career, right? So that's how that works. And I didn't get it before, but now I get it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about background. We're going to talk about passions last because passions are I think they're kind of molded by what you've already established for your characters. So it's like I've already got this character, and I kind of know more or less, what this character is gonna be like, because of the skills. I've already got the skills already set, and with pretty high skills in lore and metalsmith and streetwise and torture, since this person is a torturer, right? And so I figured dance and first aid, influence, insight, those kind of things, singing, all of that would be beneficial in hiding this person, or in allowing this person to interact with people in the social realm that this person might be moving in, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about this background thing, all right? So the first thing I did was I rolled for a background event, and I had rolled 50, and then from there, um, I was being hunted by some kind of beast to this day, and we're going to start with social class and starting money. All right, so it says for a civilized person is 46. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 75 silver pieces. So we get that. That's 9, 10, 11 times 75. So 11 and 75. Right, we get 75, we get 75, we get 5, we get 12, we get 8. So we have 825 silver pieces for equipment. Let's go to family. We might have a big family, we might have a small family. That can play a big part in what we do. So let's go to the social class table. We have on page 24, we have social class for civilized, and it says to roll a 1d100. All right, so let's get a d100 out here, and let's roll that bad boy and get some numbers here. Should have just brought out the bag of dice right away, since I was going to get into this. My chair's tangled. Now you see the back of my head, probably. Okay. What a mess. Alright. Well, I'm not about production value. I'm more about getting you the information that you need so that way you can go ahead and make your games the best that they can be. Okay, production value just makes it pretty. Okay? So, I've seen some that produce really nice stuff and they don't help you. And I've seen some that have nice production value and help you. So it's a It's a good mix when you can get it. All right, so here is a percentile, and here is a 10-sider. All right, good enough. So let's go ahead and we got 88. All right. So 88 tells us that we are gentry. All right, so let's go ahead and build this out. Social class. For this character. So we ended up with gentry because we rolled an 88. Right on page 24. And it says that example titles are bailiff, I believe it says equite. Is this supposed to be esquire? I have no idea what that is. So master, official, steward, and warden. I believe we can make him maybe a warden. Him or her. I don't know if I can do that. So warden. Say a warden. Right? Because this person probably has ties with the local police or militia. Right? And I have a money modifier of 3. I have no idea what that does. Money mod of 3. Alright. Take a look and see what that says. Money mod of 3. Okay. Multiply the character's starting money by the money modifier to determine available cash or commodities the character has. Okay, maybe in the form of goods or chattel rather than ready coin. And I had 825. Right, so times 825. That's a lot. 825 times 3. 15, carry the 1, 2 times 3, 6, 7, 3 times 8, 24, 7, so 24, 2,475 silver pieces. Alright, that's a lot. Okay, so we got a lot of money there. Alright. So things like servants or whatever probably can be added to that as a monthly cost, right? And gentry, money modifier. Okay, owns property. Okay, so we know we own property. And it says farm or business, furniture, tools, weapons, and armor. Oh yeah, weapons and armor. I like the sound of that. Weapons and armor. Alright. I didn't spell it the English way, M-O-U-R. That's okay. Mounts. Ooh, mounts. Okay. A horse or maybe a pig or something like that. Several servants or slave retainers and support from locals. Okay, so I may have servants because I don't want slaves. And local support, right? We know that. All right, we have local support. That's kind of interesting. All right, so the parents table. Reroll percentage again. Oh, here we go. All right. So, wow, 99. Both parents are dead. Well, That's not original, but alright. Both parents are dead. Both parents dead. Alright. Nice. Siblings. Watch, I'll have like 1d10 siblings. Okay, 20. That means I have 1d4 siblings. Okay. Here's a die, a d4. Okay, I got 1. Okay, siblings. 1 sibling. Okay. Is this a brother or a sister? Let's say this is going to be a brother. Older or younger? Let's say... Oh, younger. Yes, let's say younger brother. Alright. And we're going to give him a name since we're in medieval Europe. We can call him Eric. And that'll be just fine for now. Extended family table. Okay. You don't have to roll on any of these tables if you don't want this, kind of detailed background for your character. You say, I'm good enough with knowing this. You can stop there. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the extended family. All right. So we rolled 0, 4. Well, across the board, we have no grandparents, no aunts, no uncles, no cousins. So possibly my younger brother actually lives with me, right, on the property that we own, with the servants that we have. So this is looking more and more like this character might actually be a female character, but we don't know, not yet. Reputation, okay. So let's roll a D100 on reputation. We have 90. That's incredible. Okay, so 90 says the family's reputation is untarnished. Okay. And of excellent standing. Okay, excellent standing. It also says 1d3 contacts or allies. Okay, that's 1. 1 contact or ally. Let's say 1 contact. How about that? Let's do that. 1 contact so far. Alright. Because of the reputation, I have this 1 contact. Who might this contact be? Perhaps this person is at the university or at the academy. Academy, okay. And is maybe one of the professors. Yeah. Oh, tenured professor. Maybe at the Wizard Academy or something like that. Maybe I'm trying to get my younger brother into the Wizard Academy. Okay, maybe they knew my parents. Maybe it's like Harry Potter, and maybe they're fated parents of some sort. Maybe they're not. Maybe they just died of the common cold or something. Who knows? Okay, so connections table. Let's go there. All right, and we got a 17. All right, so 17 is no connections of none. So no other connections. All right, no other connections. Great. So now that we have these no other connections, and that's it, right? We got an academy professor. I have my brother. We can sort of say maybe that I live in a chateau outside the city, right? I don't know how to spell chateau. Maybe it's that. Okay. Outside the city, and I have a dairy farm, and I have, let's see, 30 servants, more or less. Okay. Have my brother Eric. Let's say my brother is 13 years old, and he's still going to school, and he reports to the dean of academics, who is in charge of him and who sends me letters and tells me when to visit him. So Eric is in school, and the dean of academics is named um, Dr. Herman Herman. Um, let's see, Diaz. Okay, so Herman Diaz is the dean of academics at this school. Okay, so we'll name the school later. We don't need to name it now, but this is pretty much what we got going. We got a dairy farm. It's where I live, but I do my work in the city. So I probably have an apartment of some sort, or I have maybe I'm leasing out a building, or perhaps because I am a warden, maybe my lease is free, right, of a building, small building, where I do my work of torture, where I do work, where I torture people and study mushrooms, right? All right, so that's cool. So this character's starting to take shape. Now I have this background that I've done, right? Normally, if I had an ally or a contact, I like to name them, right? I like to um, kind of give them a small little write up, something like a sentence, nothing big, just something descriptive. So this way, these hooks are for the dungeon master. They're also for me. It helps to add flavor to my character and what we're doing, right? And so now I can go ahead and do my passions. I can set them up, right? And we know what they're about. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, but I have my background done, and it kind of sort of shows that I live in the country, and so there was a wild beast outside the city, and followed me around. So I'm being hunted by a wild beast. I have no idea who or what this thing is. I'll figure it out later. But so far, right, if I'm using classic fantasy, it could be a displacer beast. That'd be kind of cool, right? One of those. Maybe it's not called a displacer beast. Maybe it has a different name. I don't know. Um, but you understand what I'm talking about. Maybe it's one of those kind of creatures. Um, so, I mean, we're there. I've done the background, and so this character is well on his or her way to becoming a fully fleshed out character. Sounds good. All right, so we're going to talk about passions next, and enjoy your gaming, and I'll see you in a little bit.